It's a very good afternoon to you all. This is the very first time that we are televising live county matches in this part of the world. This afternoon we have a double header, and we're going to start with Essex ladies at home at Thurrock Oakfield against Sussex ladies. So welcome to the beautiful manicured grounds of Thurrock Oakfield, where today we're in sumptuous sunshine, and it's going to be a fantastic day for running rugby. The ground staff have worked brilliantly over the last few weeks, the likes of Roger White, Clive Bynum, Graham Morris, Keith Davis, and the pitch looks absolutely magnificent. And of course we're looking out across to Orset, and to the south we're looking at a brand new 4G artificial pitch, which is part of the new school complex which will be built over the next couple of months. So today we have Sussex ladies against Essex ladies, and both teams unfortunately have lost their first two games, and so this is a crucial game to avoid relegation. So Sussex are coming onto the field first. The Sussex team today has an interesting look about it. Alex Robinson is the manager. She does play for Hove, in fact, she's a rugby player. And Dan Suggett is the head coach with Karen Orford Kemish, who was a player for 25 years. So the Sussex team is Grace Duran at full back, she's from Pulborough. Liberty Lawrence is on the right wing, the Worthing player. Annika Krause of East Grinstead is the outside centre. Sophia Skinner at 12 from Heathfield. Kerry Bishop, again from Pulborough, is on the left wing. Katie Ranwood Fisher is the fly half, and she's also probably the kicker. Lois Martin is scrum half from Horsham. Corrigan Hicks from Pulborough is the loose head, and the rest of the pack all come from Heathfield, consisting of Britt Mole as the hooker, Abby Buntuck, a tight head, Claire Baker and Velvet Turner operate a smooth second row. Zoe Barr is number 6, Becky Taylor is the captain at open side, and Sophie Saunders of Heathfield again. Left Barnett from Crawley, Sharmella Rumbell, I think she's from Stretton Croydon. Molly Rain is the flanker from Pulborough, and Sam Guttardi from Lewis is the other substitute for Sussex. Well, the Essex team has a very interesting look. Obviously the leading team in Essex is Thurrock ladies, and subsequently they're not allowed to use their players at this level in the county championship. And so the Essex team consists of Georgina Ellis of Romford at full back, Anna Gray is on the right wing, Lauren Manners of Eton Manor is outside centre. Ella Hoy of Epping Upper Clapton is the inside centre. The left wing is Millie Everett, again from Upper Clapton. Sophie Scanlon of Westcliff is the fly half. Ellie Lawther is the scrum half from Chelmsford. Then the forwards. Holly Weston, Minnie Nolan and Annie Coulson provide the front row. Holly is from Eton Manor, Minnie is from Chelmsford, and Annie, a former England Rugby Union employee, she's from Bury St Edmunds. Nikki Conquest is at number 4, she's the captain of Essex in the second row from Chelmsford. Izzy Mitchell is the other second row. Kirsty Flynn of Southend is the blind side. Abigail Harmon of Chelmsford is the number 8. So we're looking forward to a fast and furious game today, an open game in these splendid conditions at Thurrock Oakfield. As we look across the fields to Orset and the other pitches, Essex now take the field. Essex forming a huddle, and here come the Sussex crew. Wonderful to see the Sussex men supporting the women and cheering them onto the field. What a great gesture. It augurs well for the men's match later on this afternoon, when again Essex plays Sussex, both teams in the men's sector undefeated. So if you like, this is the hors d'oeuvre, and the main feast will appear later. Already a large crowd assembling on this early summer's day. Some of the best conditions in the whole country. Many people have come along to Thurrock Oakfield this season and suggested this ground is of championship standard. There's no doubt of that with the Premiership standard change rooms they've just come out of. So it's Essex kick-off. And we have fly-off Sophie Scanlon from Westcliff doing the honours. Right-footed dropout. That's very well taken by the number 8. So it's Sophie Saunders from Heathfield. Good take. There has been a knock-on though in the middle of the field. No immediate advantage. That's Essex on the attack. So the first time the county game has been televised. It's a real honour to be able to do this from Thurrock Oakfield. So Ellie Lauder, the first feed, she decides to go blind. Very well tackled, but Essex have recycled that ball. Captain Nicky Conquest, straight to the action. Of course. Essex throw the ball wide. Good ground made by Lauren Manners. Again, good patterns of play. Fly-off has the ball. Millie Everett has come in to take that one from the left wing. Nicky Conquest still looking for more work, the Essex captain. First to the breakdown, first receiver. Ellie Lauder with the ball. The referee comes back for an offside. Lauder keen to take a quick one. Yes, she's gone. Lauder's gone all the way herself and just couldn't get the final pass away. Looks as if she was going to score herself. Decided to offload, and the pass was a little bit low, around about knee height, and subsequently Essex just failed to get the opening score under the posts. So welcome to our viewers for the first time all over the world. Mercedes Foy, Jenny watching the game hopefully in the Cayman Islands. Former Essex stalwarts of course, and Mercedes an England international. It's an early engagement by Essex, which leads to the inevitable free kick. Sussex decide to run out defence. Good to see that venture. The ball has gone to ground, but full marks for entrepreneurialism. Running out their own 22. Good to see. Why not this time of the year? It's May. Conditions are good. And usually there's quite a strong easterly wind blowing across into the face of the cameraman on this occasion, Mr. Marco Danner, of course. The splendid job he's done all season along with his daughter Gabriella. This week is shopping. It's a fine movement. Ball came out wide to she came inside. Lahoy moved to the outside, but unfortunately couldn't quite get the pass to hand. Great fluency so far, just with the final pass not reaching the intended recipient.
But he's got plenty of surveillance.
So Sophie Scanlon of Westcliff demanding the ball. clearly visible with the knee bandage on the left knee, indicating some form of knee injury in the past. Once again, Sussex on defence, which is quite surprised since they do have the wind with them. It's a powerful run. Some good work by Velvet Turner and Claire Baker. Essex have regained possession. Again, the ball has gone to ground in a promising position. I think one of the issues with county rugby is they don't have too much time together. Because they come from a range of clubs, it's very difficult to understand where to position oneself in order to receive the telling pass. It is great to see the progress of women's rugby over the last 10 years or so. It's a marvellous game nowadays, drawing enormous crowds at the highest level. And we saw from the decider in the championship this year, the Six Nations, the huge crowds both in England and France, with Wales doing very well now in a professional era. The whole competition is a great standard. So it's a very quick tap there. That's caught Sussex completely by surprise. Sussex defence on. It was simply a question of the opposition not being alert and a quick tap being taken whilst people had their backs turned. It's Ellie Lauder and Sophie Scanlon to attempt the conversion. She's judged that beautifully at 7-0. Let's go. So Katie Randwood Fisher with the unenviable task of restarting with her team down by 7 points to 0. It's a very good kickoff though. It's very well taken. So Chelsea Perry of Romford took that kickoff, well supported by Holly Weston of Eton Manor. Once again, Essex are on the attack. This time the ball goes across the line. Swift movement. High in the middle of the park. Gone to ground. Lauder gets the backs going once again. This time Sophie Scanlon makes the break. Sophie Scanlon looking out to the right, trying to put Anna Grave-Chelmsford into play, but unfortunately the ball does go forward. Nice half break by Sophie Scanlon. Good continuity from the Essex team. The manager of the Essex Ladies is Fran Claydon-Brown. A great job she does alongside the coaches Felix Lane Fox, Maddie Vaughan-Joycey, Alan Harvey. The assistant manager is Andrea Church, and Emily Claydon-Brown is the physiotherapist. These people are vital to the running of an organisation like Essex. This time Sussex win the scrum. Ball does go backwards. Some good hands. Ella Hoy in close attention, but adjudged to be offside. Beautiful dummy in the middle of the field. There's great running from Sophie Saunders of Heathfield, who's number 8. Tenacious effort and a very delicate dummy. Has a much better spin past the middle of the field. Sophie Skinner of Heathfield. Lois Martin digging for the ball. Another dummy. This time the full backs on the line. It's a great run. Sophia MacDonald. Massive Heathfield connection, this Sussex team, which does help with the continuity. Cycling by Sussex. Just with a line their mercy in a 3-person overlap, Sussex spill the ball. Much better passion play. Great continuity, fluidity from the Sussex team. Great play from Ella Hoy again. She's having a great game, that young lady. Very powerful in the centre from Epping Upper Clapton. Penalty coming, Essex carry on playing. Few penalties, Sussex offside. Essex spin the ball wide. Sophie Scanlon again. Lauren Manners, Veton Manor. Second consecutive penalty. Very privileged to have the referee Pierce Young today of the London Society, originally from Cork, of course. Derek Soames and Connor Soames, both of Thurrock, along with Nathan Anscombe are the assistants today. Pierce Young, a very positive, forward-looking referee, who likes the game to flow. This time the ball was a little bit loose, but it did go onto the boot of the Sussex player. But it has gone forward. And so Thurrock ladies this season just missed out on playoffs. First time, I think, probably about 10 seasons. They are looking to recruit, and you'll see an advertising caption coming across your screen from time to time. Anybody who'd like to play rugby, this is the ideal place to play it. So another great pickup from Sophie Saunders, number 8. Heathfield connection paying dividends. Tight head props getting the action. Abby Bantock. Oh, it's a beautiful short pass. Wonderful line. Sophie Skinner in the middle of the field. Comes out wide to Kerry Bishop of Pulborough. Down the left wing. Some of the well-known Sussex clubs being represented today, Heathfield and Pulborough. Katie Brandwood Fisher, fly half. Essex will launch the counter-attack deep in their own half. Sussex looked to go quickly, but the referee wasn't ready. He was admonishing the Essex player. Lois Martin, the scrum half, looked in dismay as she kicked the ball onto the grandstand. Obviously, she wanted to get on with the game quickly. Didn't want the ball to go that far. So it's detracted from the spontaneity somewhat. And to go and collect the ball off the top of the clubhouse. So this is Britt Moe of Heathfield to throw in. Splendid view of the line out. Intended for number 6 there, it was Zoe Barr. Didn't get that far, well anticipated by Essex. Some great play by the Essex backs, giving the ball plenty of air. Good support out there. Annika Kraus does the tackling.
And then someone's
Laura Manners stopped by a good tackle from Annika Kraus. Sussex get the advantage. Once again, it's Sophie Saunders benefiting. This time, Sussex get the width. Textbook tackle that by Millie Everett, or opposite number, Grace Duran. That's a very good kick from Essex fly half. Sophie Scanlon gave that a lot of air, and because the wind is blowing from easterly direction, it was not affected by the cover of the stand. Again, some excellent play in the middle of the field from Essex. It's a long line beautifully until a drop pass allowed Sussex to get possession. It's always going to be a close encounter. See some of the old players here today and the old officials. Ivor Smith, that lifetime stalwart of Essex, former Met police player. Of course, Peter Scott, formerly of Southend. Little kick ahead there, but it's well picked up by Sophie Scanlon. She throws speculative pass back to the full back and put it on Georgina Ellis of Romford in all sorts of trouble. Essex have recovered the ball. This time Sophie Scanlon's chance to kick the ball away. a splendid kick. Well taken by the full-back who's still going. McDonald of Heathfield. Lovely run by her. But then she loses the ball. And Essex have a chance to counter-attack. In very windy conditions, it's difficult to catch the ball.
Katie, flat up! Lovely scrum! Good work, Sussex!
Sussex trying to improvise a move, but unfortunately for Essex they were offside, so they get another chance. Lewis Martin taps and goes, feeds to the outside. And Becky Taylor, the captain, close attendance. Pushed out in the corner by Essex. They have the line out, they have the lead of 7-0. They are facing a very strong breeze. Sussex coaches imploring their team forward, appreciating the strong territorial advantage their team has at the moment, wishing to turn that into points. As Mick Leckman used to say, points mean prizes. It's a good driving scram by Sussex. Unfortunately, they released the ball just when it looked as if they were about to push over the line. Counter drive from Essex, good tackling. Essex have won the ball back, they're on their own line. They're trying to round defence. There's a powerful run from the back, there's Becky Taylor. Good tackle from the Sussex captain. Sophie Scanlon comes back. Much more difficult to kick on that side of the field. He's given the ball to Sussex. Lewis Martin, the scrum half, searching for territory. It's a lovely looking movement from Sussex. Once again, Ella Hoy brings that one to a halt with a coruscating tackle. A series of worrying penalties given away by Essex has given Sussex a lot of territorial advantage, which they haven't quite been able to capitalise on. Lewis Martin now feeds the blind side. Zoe Barr, Becky Taylor, Sophie Saunders, the back row in concert. But once again, the ball has gone to touch and it's now in Essex's favour. Corrigan Hicks, the Pulborough loosehead prop.
Yes, sorry. Yes, good turn over, let's go! Move the ball!
Great turnover from Zoe Barr. Blindside Sussex, they come wide. Knock-on advantage. Izzy Mitchell of Romford driving hard on the blind side.
Great, great. Tell Taylor they're lying all over the ball, they're not releasing, we're getting nothing from it. Kerry! Up! Good there, good there!
Liberty Lawrence and Kerry Bishop, the Sussex wingers, looking dangerous. There's Ellie Lawther again with a quick tap. Every time she does that, she spots a gap. Unfortunately, the ball has gone to ground. There's a double knock on. The ball has come back for the first knock on, which was by Essex. Lewis Martin steps inside after a really good pick-up from number 8, Sophie Saunders. Lewis Martin, the Horsham player. Nikki Conquest. Driving on. Chelsea Perry in good support. Well tidied up. The ball went across the ground. Abigail Harmon looking for work. Another blindside run. This time the ball goes loose. Should have gone to Anna Gray of Chelmsford. But instead going to ground. So that slight pause in the game, waiting for the line out. Good to see the crowd bathed in glorious sunshine, while the technical crew up in the stand are freezing cold in the sombre surroundings of a grey-brown grandstand. The wind is howling through. Future looks good. Both jumpers there in the air for a long time. And it's Claire Baker who managed to rule the airways. Again, Zoe Bart, number 6, prominent. Goes Martin, digs the ball out, goes across the line. It's a good attempt of Sophia Skinner to break through. Velvet Turner looks for a bit of a gap. Long periods of possession have come to naught so far for Sussex. Again, it goes to 6-7 pairs of hands. Unfortunately, the last pass is misplaced. Liberty Lawrence there, chasing shadows. The ball was passed behind her.
Nick it, Taylor, let's go, let's steal this.
Minnie Nolan, the Chelmsford hooker. Charge from Abigail Harmon. Once again, so Ellie Lawther with a quick tap. Pivotal play from the Essex back row. Sets up Sophie Scanlon. Ball has come out wide. Looked like a promising move. Pass didn't quite go to hand. Not releasing, brings the penalty. The incredible potential of this match isn't quite materializing at the moment. Speculative double miss pass. Allowed Millie Everett a chance. She came inside. When Essex fed back inside, they had numbers. Izzy Mitchell goes for the hard yards. There's a penalty coming. Sussex have somehow turned that over. Just giving Liberty Lawrence and Worthing a chance on the outside. Sorry, beg your pardon, that was Kerry Bishop. Superbly taken by Sophie Scanlon. Finds her hooker in support. Great charging run by Holly Weston. They take Route 1. Amazingly, that attack was set up as a result of a double miss move and some long passing. When they realised that short, sweet passing was the answer, that set up the try. Very hard to see who that was, but it looked very much like Izzy Mitchell. The second row. It's Essex 12, Sussex 0. Sophie Scanlon judged the first conversion perfectly. This one is slightly from a wider angle with the wind against her. It's accurate enough, but doesn't quite have the legs. So it's Essex 12, Sussex 0. Apologise in advance, I always do, for misidentification. It's very hard to see with a driving maul who scores. And they eventually clamber back to their feet. You look to see who has a happy smile on her face. Yes, that might be the try scorer. Kick off from Katie Ranwood Fisher. Essex allowed that to bounce, so they find themselves in their own 22, trying to run out defence. By Scanlon, Grace Duran, full back, decides to run herself, got a fair turn of pace. Some neat little raid into the Essex territory. A mesmerising run from Grace Duran has allowed Sussex to get in position, take a quick penalty. Lois Martin tempts that, but being deprived the opportunity by the referee. It brings her back to the mark. We see the front rowing concert. Always great to see. It's a great duel between Liberty Lawrence and Millie Everett on the left wing for Essex. No quarter asked or given there. Seemed to be a high tackle. It's another penalty. Lois Martin pushes that to touch. First there, leading the way, is Captain Becky Taylor. Easy to identify in the bright green head cap. So as we come towards the end of the first half, Sussex has found this quite frustrating. A lot of territory, a lot of possession, but not quite able to capitalise. One has to bear in mind the ball is blowing away from them, so handling is much more difficult. Ellie Lauder has been an outstanding player in the first half. Comes away with the ball. This time Zoe Barr can't quite keep her hands on the ball. And that indeed is half-time. So it's been a very interesting first half in which honours have almost been even. The territory has been probably in Sussex's favour. On the other hand, Essex, when they've got into the Sussex half, haven't managed to capitalise. They have managed to score a couple of good tries, hence they lead by 12 points to 0. What we're hoping to do at half-time is to speak to the manager of Sussex, Alexandra Robinson, and see what her views are of what's been going on so far. So she'll just pop down the crowd and we'll see how things go, and Marco will show you around the ground, show you the scoreboard which isn't working today, and possibly we'll have a little look at the corner of the 6th best artificial pitch in the world. So I'm just popping down the crowd to see how things are getting prepared for the next match a bit later. Set still good because the wind is blowing quite strongly up my vantage point. Game for Grand Thurrock. We've got me all coming down the steps. So we've just made our way across to the commentary position from the steps of the grandstand here at Thurrock, Oakfield, and good afternoon to Alex Robinson, the manager of Sussex. And what do you think of the facility so far?
Oh, it's been fantastic. We've played, a couple of the players have played at Thurrock a couple of years ago, a couple of seasons ago. We've got myself who plays for Hove, and also one of our other coaches, and it's great to be back here. It's always a nice, sunny, nice in Essex, love it.
Well, the game so far has been quite interesting. Sussex having a lot of territorial advantage, a lot of possession, but not quite able to capitalise.
No, for sure. I definitely think it's really interesting. You know, we as a Sussex team, we seem to be quite dominant with sort of territory, and then it's just getting over that final hurdle and not being able to get the points on the board. So it's a little bit frustrating, but I think going into the second half, it's going to be a really interesting game.
It's always difficult, of course, with the wind behind you to handle the ball properly.
Yeah.
That's been a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, no, it's you think a catch is going to go nice and easy, and all of a sudden it's 10 feet behind. So yeah, it's a bit frustrating, but hopefully, you know, we're 40 minutes in now. Both teams, I think we've been balls haven't been landing exactly where we want them to, but fingers crossed, it's something that we can adapt to moving forward.
You have been caught out once or twice with a quick tap from the Essex scrum half, Ellie Lauder.
yeah, no, for sure. I definitely think they're capitalising on our discipline of turning our backs and just sauntering back to our side of the pitch, which is super frustrating. But again, it's an easy fix and something that I don't think should happen in the second half.
Yes, the coach is definitely frustrated, and it'll be much easier in the second half. Of course, the wind the other direction is much easier to handle as the ball is being blown towards you. Some very interesting players. Obviously, you've got some good running players in the back row.
Yeah. So we've got some great players. We've got quite a few strong ball carriers in our packs, sort of quite heavy, and then sort of in our backs, our 12, our 4 back have definitely seemed to gain a lot of territory with just strong hard lines.
Yeah, I like the look of your captain, Becky Taylor.
Yeah. Influx of players, their standard of rugby has really skyrocketed in the last couple of years and over the last few seasons, and so year on year at county, you know, they're making it through the trials, and we're getting more and more Heathfield players, and yeah, they're doing really well.
It certainly helps, it certainly shows.
Yeah.
So what we're looking forward to in the second half is going to be a change of tactics. probably less kicking. One of the coaches asking for more kicking. Why are we tapping and going? We should be playing in their 22.
Yeah, I think we've got a good set piece, so we kind of look towards that kick. But at the moment, it just seems to be going straight to hands-on from Essex. So, you know, it's a bit of a hard one. We'd like to show our set piece, we'd like to show our line-outs, but the balls just keep getting caught, so it's not really working for us at the moment. But I think definitely sort of tactically, it's definitely those short little pops or just a hard carry into contact. So we've got the upper hand there, I believe.
Just a little bit of technical detail. I mean, if you lose this game, do you get relegated?
I don't believe so. I'm not quite sure what sort of happens. We took a step down from the Division 1 last year, so this is our first year in Division 2. So I'm not quite sure what happens off the back of this. It'll be interesting for sure. But yeah, I'm not quite sure. Fingers crossed not.
Yeah, we hope not. The idea is to promote women's rugby.
Yeah.
It's going great, isn't it?
Yeah.
And England, of course, should have won that World Cup, shouldn't they?
Yeah, it's a heartbreaking loss. Sorry, it was heartbreaking to not see them, bring it home. I definitely think they deserved it. It's frustrating all round, really. But I mean, the All Blacks are doing pretty well. Black Ferns.
The red card spoiled it all.
Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so. It's frustrating, but it's just one of those.
So, why are you a player and a manager? Why are you doing both roles?
So at the moment, I'm managing purely because in the where I play for Hove, our division is just above being eligible for this Division 2 in Jill Burns. So none of our team have been able to play this year. However, I enjoyed it so much last year. I love being part of any kind of rugby to sort of promote performance-based rugby. It's great to meet loads of different players, get involved with the coaching, get involved with the games, and that's why I took the manager's position this time round.
I think it's really important because when you actually coach and play, you become a better player, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's things that if you've been playing for 10, 15 years, you get into your own habits, you get into the way that you do things, and new players can kind of come in and they can show you a different way of playing a game or a different vision, and I think it allows you to consistently develop your play and also your coaching. So yeah, I think it's super important for any sort of player's development to get involved with coaching or like ARing or whatever it is. I think it's definitely important.
What do you think the men's game can learn from the women's game?
It's a different one. I think the men's and women's is a completely different game. It's always interesting because I feel like the men's game is, everyone knows how the men play, it's super physical, it's super strong. I think there is some kind of technicality in the women's game that you don't always see in the men's. We play a more of a mental game, I believe, personally. I could be wrong, but it's my opinion. And I definitely think that sometimes if you take the step back and you play that kind of mental game and step back from the speed and the hard hitting, I think that would be the difference for me. I think that's how they play differently.
Well, I think men can learn from the scrummaging, because scrummages don't take anything like as long in the women's game.
No.
They get down, they get on with it, the ball comes out, and they get on with the play.
Yeah.
I always felt very strongly about scrummaging. They should have the pause stage last, then it becomes a question of strength.
Yeah.
You should have a real hooker, so it stops the eight-person shove,
Yeah.
and you should put the ball in straight, and you should be given a time limit on scrums. What do you think of that?
I definitely think it'd be interesting. Again, it's one of those things, isn't it? I've only played the opposite way, so I definitely think to be able to put a ball in straight, to have that contest of strength from either pack and who is going to drive over it and who is the better hooker, I think that would be so interesting in a game. If anything, I'd go for it. But yeah, I'm not really sure, to be honest.
I think we can learn that from the women's game. Well, it's been lovely talking to you, and good luck in the second half.
Thank you ever so much. It's been great speaking to you. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye. So Sussex take the field again. Great to hear from Alexandra Robinson, the manager of Sussex, who actually plays for Hove. Sussex now come back onto the field. We really hope there's no relegation in this division. It's been a keenly fought contest. We want to encourage the women's game. The more young people who play sport, the better society grows. So I'm not quite sure whether there have been any changes in the second half. I probably should have asked Alex that. I think that might be Sam Guttardi who's come on for Sussex. They certainly have got off to a positive start. Captain feeds it out. Really is good play. Unfortunately, the pass went astray, went straight to an Essex player. So on the bench for Sussex, we have Kaylee Honeyball of Heathfield, who's prop, Steph Barnett, Sharmella Rumbelli, Ollie Rayner, and Sam Guttardi. Good drive from the Sussex pack. And yes, they really have got the power on. They've gained a really good advantage with that penalty. Essex didn't have time to clear the ball. Now we have a quick tap. Ball's come out wide. They have extra people outside. A couple of extra players. And that is Grace Duran, the full back. She's darted through the gap. That's the jubilation of her teammates. Grace Duran opens the scoring for Sussex. 12 points to 5 with the conversion to come. We were wondering whether having the wind against them would be an advantage in terms of the passing game they've produced today. Certainly seemed to be the case at that stage. Very difficult kicking the conversions today. Very deceptive wind. Looks like a glorious summer's day. It's quite windy and cold. So Sophie Scanlon to kick off for Essex. Sussex certainly in the ascendant at the moment. Lewis Martin. It's that dangerous player again, Grace Duran, highlighted by Alex Robinson, the manager. Hey, Lord that has the ball though. Beautiful passing by the Essex three-quarters. Lovely direct pass made Lawther off the left hand. Crunching tackle in midfield has won the turnover for Sussex. Essex go for the interception. Sussex certainly looking at their laurels at the moment. They increase the tempo and they're looking the more likely. Good to see Mike Dunk, the Thurrock General Manager, here today, along with Martin Jones, Thurrock's Director of Rugby, and of course highly instrumental in development at Essex. Play held up for a while, injury to Minnie Nolan. She's got back to her feet, she's all right. This time Becky Taylor, the captain of Sussex, calls for a scrum. Seemed to identify a weakness in the Essex scrum under the post just a few moments ago, aiming to capitalise on that deficiency. But you probably need to remember at that stage that Essex did have the put in, so Sussex were able to drive the scrum forward to their advantage, subsequently gain a penalty. And Essex have made a couple of substitutions. Shelby Golson from Southend, Leah Doherty of Romford, Mary Otasawi of Southend, Rosie Cocker, Tracy Harris, Clay Nixon, Honor Buxton on the bench today. Again. See Mr. Raymond Davis here today. Good afternoon, sir. So, last Essex get a turnover. Mr. Raymond Davis, assistant alternative groundsman at the Thurrock Oakfield, of course, leaving most of the work to his cousin. So Sussex ran out of defence. Terrific piece of play for them. Sam Guttardi has come off the bench. It's Becky Taylor, distinctive in that green head cap. Lewis Martin feeds inside to Claire Baker. It's a complete Heathfield pack. That's Sharmella Rumbelli. So Molly Rayner has come on the field for Sussex. Can't emphasise enough, handling is very difficult today with this easterly wind blowing straight across the field, blowing the ball away from the hands of the recipients. So it's Corrigan Hicks and Abby Buntock. They've had strong games for Sussex.
Here we go! Offside!
That knock on, Essex get back possession and they make a substitution. And two more replacements come on for Sussex. We've got Steph Barnett of Crawley has come into the front row. Another powerful scrummage, much to the delight of the Sussex coaches. The Sussex coaches can scent an advantage here. They go for another scrum. Having sent the Essex pack back like a bloat of buffalo. Of course, I should have said, like an obstinacy of buffalo would be much better, much more accurate. Of hippopotami. I'm sure somebody will correct my grammar at some stage. I guess a string of complaints on Instagram, I'm sure. So Ellie Lord has put the ball in. Another strong scrummage from Sussex. It's well picked up at the back. Ellie Lord gets the ball back again. Sophie Scanlon. It was a great pickup from Annika Kraus. And a great pass. Sam Guttardi having a good influence on the game. It's a very unusual wind for Thurrock. The wind usually comes off the river as southwesterly, today it's an easterly, and so there's no calming effect of the stand, and the wind is blowing the ball across the pitch into touch. It was a really good touch finder in the end. So Sussex with a chance with attacking line out. Was plucked out of the air. Sussex get a very slow driving maul going. It's Young looking closely. Sussex throw the ball out. They try a miss pass. That has bounced into place. There's only one outcome here. Grace Duran showing fleet of foot. Cunningly looking to the outside like a skulk of foxes. She sneaked into position. Nobody saw her, and even though it was a bouncing pass, she picked it up and accelerated around the outside. And there was only one result. The Pulborough girl was in the corner. A good name for a greyhound, that, the Pulborough girl, wouldn't it? So Grace Duran is making all the difference this half. Twice she's come to the line from full-back, and twice she has opened the scoring for Sussex. So it's 12 points each with a very difficult conversion to come. One doesn't envy Katie Ranwood Fisher with this long-range conversion attempt. Probably beyond the scope even of Mr. Ray Davis in his prime. Yes, it's now 12 points each. I beg your pardon, I'm being corrected by the cameraman. 12 points to 10. Of course, no conversions. So Marco Dana, being Italian, is much better at mathematics than I am. Coming from that great land of mathematicians.
Step back.
Kirsty, go look for it. Let's go. Chasing Kirsty!
So Essex still lead by the narrowest of margins, 12 points to 10, having converted their first try. Sussex definitely on top in this third quarter.
Come on, we can run.
And Sophie Scanlon kicks off. Sussex have the ball once again.
In. Hold it. Hold it.
Good burst from Kerry Bishop, managed to keep the ball in play. Probably somewhere around 15-20 minutes to go. So the crowd growing here at Thurrock Oakfield today as people are preparing for the men's encounter shortly as well. Let's see if the Essex scrum can hold fast on this occasion. Again, starting to go back. Ellie Lauder is digging for the ball.
Front foot in Essex.
In Rellis into the line. Nicky Conquest, the captain, trying to steady the ship a little. Sophie Scanlon does sensible thing. There's a bit of pressure on. This Grace Turan is a danger woman. Needle sidesteps, looking for space. She has been the star of the show in the second half. Becky Taylor. Strong leadership from her. It's Martin. Hand that to Sophie Scanlon. Twisting, turning run from her. Ellie Lauder looking blind, looking open. Sets up the big forwards. Claire Baker has put in a tackle. Well carried by Izzy Mitchell, the first instance. The old players, Kevin Wakeford, Trevor Burge, in attendance today. Pat Conn, looking more like a Roy than Roy Orbison. No doubt searching for a pretty woman. Plaintiff called by an Essex supporter. So Lewis Martin, Horsham scrum half. It's an early engagement or a collapse. We hope that's not a serious injury. Sussex are doing a lot of damage at these scrums, and the coaches are calling for yet another scrum. Molly Rayner has broken through there.
Keep going, Essex.
Big tackle still.
Kerry Bishop latches onto that. Good support from her. Substitution made difference this half. As Liberty Lawrence is clattered there in what appeared to be a very high tackle. So I think that was by the second row from Essex. A very high tackle.
I've got a cutting the Snealer gave me. They gave Newbridge. I've kept it.
So with Sussex in the ascendancy, they now have a penalty very close to the Essex line. They tap and go, it paid dividends last time. A mismove across centre, the ball's gone right across the line. It's come all the way across, and it's that woman again. This time Grace Duran is tackled. Just round the space. Ball must have gone through about 17 pairs of hands. Couldn't have done, but maybe 13. Just round of room in the corner. So Essex just about held out there. Grace Duran looks as if she's in for a hat-trick. Sussex have won that one. They're threatening the Essex line. This time the Essex tackling is strong. Ella Hoy in the middle. Essex come up with the ball. Essex, of course, down to 14 players after that tackle, high tackle. Another player lying on the ground injured. They're really struggling to withstand this onslaught from the Sussex team. Good to see former Thurrock chairman Mr. Lewis Hughes here today, once again. Good support from the Thurrock faithful to the Essex team. So, big applause there for Shelby Golson, the Southend scrum half who's come onto the field, I think to replace Ellie Lowther. Ellie Lowther has been one of the standout players for Essex. So as we move towards the dying end of the game, Essex a little bit in disarray. Certainly Sussex have come on strongly this half. And they're very much in this game.
That time, I didn't hear. No, he's come on to the bench.
So that's an injury, I think, to Nikki Conquest, the Essex captain. Fortunately, she's managed to get back to her feet. Sophie Scadden has a chance to kick the ball to touch. Essex attempt to stage a bit of a recovery. Much needed recovery. They have been under the cosh for much of this half. Vitalised Sussex team have come back into the game. Whatever the coaches said to half time, it did work. The Conquest does win the line out. Shelby Golson gets her hands on the ball for the first time. This time though the ball is knocked on the middle of the field. As the balls move wide, the pressure from the Sussex defence proved too much. There's another substitution there. That's Kaylee Honeyball, I think, coming onto the field. Lois Martin with the feed. A punishing run. So, Sophie Saunders So we saw that punishing run into the heart of the Essex defence. Yet another penalty to Sussex. This time Lewis Martin goes quickly. Rightful drawing and passing. Grace Duran looking hungry again. This time she has to go to win the ball from the breakdown. Not really a primary role. Steve Flynn with a good tackle there. Essex win the turnover, a vital position. Sussex trying everything they know. Can't quite finish off. Good afternoon to Miss Lewis Hughes, former chairman of Thurrock Rugby Club for many years. The score is 12 points to 10 to Essex. Sussex have come back in the game the second half, even against the wind. They find the handling much easier. And they have an outstanding fullback in Grace Duran, who has scored 2 tries and come very close to scoring a third. Very nimble of foot. And then the second try was scored by a skulk of Foxes, very cunning on the outside. She sneaked into the corner, before anybody could know, and scored a wonderful try. The manager of Sussex, Alexander Robinson, came into the commentary box just at half-time and gave a magnificent summary of affairs. And she believed that Sussex would come back in the game the second half, and indeed they have.
There's no Thurrock players in this one?
There are no Thurrock players in the Essex team because this is a division higher than Thurrock play, so they're not allowed to have any players, not for any team, unfortunately. And so they come from Southend, Romford, Eden Manor, Upper Clapton.
No. Oh, we're in a division higher. Yeah. No.
Thurrock in the championship, and hence their players are not allowed to play at this level for the county. Oh. Which is understandable, and we try to encourage the ladies' game. We hope there's no relegation from this league. It's been a good game. Thurrock are down to 14 as a result of a high tackle. Sophie Scanlon with a kick-out defence. And that's a very good kick, easing the pressure. Sent Kerry Bishop, the Sussex winger, from Pulborough, back, scuttling back in defence. Couldn't quite stop that one going to touch. The assistant referee, Mr. Soames, doing a splendid job with his orange flag.
Complete, Essex!
It's a good line-out, bearing in mind the conditions. Sussex desperately trying to get the winning score. Yet another handling error has let them down.
Let's go, Savannah! Let's go, Andy! Let's give it to them!
A series of turnovers and Sussex have come up with the ball. Essex go to ground, give away the penalty. Good run by Kerry Bishop. Set up an attack. Lewis Martin has been diligent all day. It'll chip ahead this time. Usually was back. And Essex still have the chance to run back over defence. In fact, it's put a lot of pressure on Essex. Very close to their own line. Struggling to relieve the pressure. Chance Sophie Scanlon to kick the ball. She used the wind. Has come the dangerous Grace Duran. She's going to do is run back. Beautiful pass from Lewis Martin. Lovely loop around by Sussex. Has broken down and given Essex the ball. Again, Essex tried to break out with a defensive kick. Liberty Lawrence beats a player or two. Essex win back the ball. Sussex have reclaimed possession. 3 is a roller coaster ride now. Grace Duran causing problems again. This time she'd moved out the wing, fed inside. Nikki Conquest in the vanguard. She has been throughout. Played a real captain's role. And this time, the transgression has been by the Sussex pack.
That's the only thing on that. The way you've changed the Europe is the only thing on this. you've changed and you're taste something. It never disappoints me that.
The other one bar, I'll change it for the men. So with time running out for Sussex, Essex now have a penalty in order to relieve the pressure. It's an excellent turnover. Zoe Barr wins that one for Sussex. Sophie Saunders, very hard to put down. Nika Kraus. Yet another penalty for Sussex for a high tackle. Sussex have gone quickly. Number 8, Sophie Saunders of Heathfield, has gone back in the tackle, mishandled but went backwards. Sussex come again. This time with all the attention on Grace Duran, she let her throw the pass out to the left wing, Kerry Bishop. You can see the pass go directly into touch. Such a shame for the young lady who has been quite outstanding throughout, not just for her 2 tries, but every time she has come into the line, she's looked likely one to score. The Essex pack having to go through a tremendous amount of work. Large in defence. Difficult conditions playing a part once again, as yet another ball goes to ground. And keep those comments coming on social media. We're enjoying those today. Some entertaining remarks coming through on Instagram, accompanied by music. It's been an outstanding day to extend our coverage throughout the counties of Essex and Sussex. All these people communicated. Please subscribe. Let's continue the great exposure of this wonderful game. Mr. Keith Davis standing there, looking menacing in those dark glasses. Of course, the assistant undergroundsman. Must say the pitch is looking in the best conditions ever looked, but I say that every week. Sussex have to make a late substitution, an injury there. I think that could be Sam Guttardi having to go off.
Step up, Katie! Step up!
Danger woman has moved into the attack once again. She's well marshalled. Georgina Ellis spotted that one. It was a knock on and no advantage to Essex. Grace Duran looking quite tired after her exertions today. There's Becky Taylor coming back onto the field. This is a temporary replacement. Zoe Barr goes off. Vocal support from the Essex spectators, trying to see their team through these final stages. Ball has come out. Trying to road defence. Izzy Mitchell restored. New lease of life for the Essex back. Looking to make up for lost time. Been a great turnover there. Sophie Saunders. She's had a fine game. Fitting that Nikki Conquest, the Essex captain, manages to kick the ball off the field, and that's the victory for Essex. In reality, a drawn game probably would have been the right result today. Sussex came and they played superbly well in the second half, particularly that young lady at full-back, Grace Duran, had a splendid game. Didn't really deserve to be on the losing side. Sussex played their part in a full-blood encounter. Essex just about held on with dogged defence. And that concludes the first part of this double-header, with Essex beating Sussex by 12 points to 10. So we'll take a brief pause now, and we'll be back with you with the men's match in just a few minutes. Hello, Lucky.
Thank you.